We don't want mullahs turning up here in the...
We don't need no mullahs turning up here, man, doing us over. AK-47s. But yeah, this is a really sensitive subject. You got a lot of people out there that have this tendency to make things halal and haram, and if you go ahead and buy something, they start to stereotype you. So a couple of weeks ago, I went to McDonald's, I went around the drive-thru, and there's this big fat up and out the window. And I asked for a strawberry shake. Now, I usually get my strawberry shake from town or Shipley. I just happen to be in the area. So there's this fat up now, and he's lurking around on the till. So I said, strawberry shake, and he goes, brother, you can't have that. That's haram. I just looked at him and was like, what? In McDonald's, he's telling me this is haram.
And he's working there, yeah?
And he's working there.
Okay.
You know what I thought to myself? I remember this guy, and he was giving me a big long lecture about alcohol and stuff, and Muslims can't drink it, and this, that, the other. And at the same time, he was selling it.
Yeah.
So he's telling me that I can't drink strawberry shake because it's haram, and he's telling me all these numbers. It's got E2 this, E2 that in it, and it makes it haram, and this, that, and the money's going over there, and he's working there. And I thought, what a hypocrite. Listen, I want my strawberry shake. I don't care. I want it. When you're going to try and prove something, you're going to try and prove something based on facts. If there's no facts there, then why are you going to fall for it? I mean, this is happening everywhere nowadays. Whether it's Walker Crisps, whether it's a chocolate bar, Coke, everything's going to Israel. It's just crazy. Where do you draw the line?
You can't, because everything is owned by them. The banks are owned by them. So you don't put the money in the bank.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Where do you draw the line?
Exactly. People don't want interest with their credit cards.
Here's a guy telling me at McDonald's I can't have a strawberry shake.
Yeah.
That was like...
I've had it a few times, and I've walked some streets and someone said, oh, you can't have those. And it's got a jelly to me. And I was like, okay, I didn't even know, so I just left them there in the car for 2 weeks.
I've had that as well.
My car got cleaned, it got taken.
But do you check it? Sometimes there's not gelatin in there. People just put, they just stereotype it.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, people are really clever to know that you've shortchanged them. But then they'll come up to you and they'll ask, what's this got in it? What ingredients? How the hell do I know? I'm not a scientist. I don't work in one of these laboratories where you carry out these tests and stuff.
I think your mouth a little bit, It's not like you're eating pork or something. You know what I mean? It's a milkshake.
But we don't understand
I've never heard that before. That's the first one, honestly. That's the first one I heard that milkshake is haram.
Milkshake is haram.
Cows giving up milk with gelatin in there.
There's all these text messages going around, like people texting you saying that you can't have this, look out for that. Like, some people are so extreme, like, there's this one guy, right? Yeah. And he texts me all the time. And he's telling me all, you know what I'm talking about. He's telling me all the time, he's saying to me, you can't have this, you can't have that, no, this, that. I think it's all, you can't have this, you can't have that, try to restrict you from having things. I was at this talk, on Leeds Road, and one of the imams, he was talking, and he's giving a sort of lecture, and he's going into all these school food programs. That's understandable, making sure that our children are not eating haram and things. That's understandable. But when you start breaking down these E4, 5 numbers and stuff,
normal general public don't understand that.
Do you not think we should have like an understanding of what we're eating a little bit though?
No, we should have an understanding of it. But where you draw the line he's right. I mean, how much more deep you look into it?
I mean, that's just insane, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I don't even keep account of how many calories I'm eating. Never mind these numbers.
But the funny thing is, like, people say Coca-Cola and, it's owned by Israel. At the same time, the same drink against all the Muslim countries as well. People are drinking it. It's the most common drink. People love it.
You go to Saudi Arabia now. Yeah, you got KFC. Yeah. You got McDonald's. The franchise. So it's just...
It goes to everything. The clothes you're wearing.
Everything.
The phone you have.
Every single thing.
The person you work for.
I think it's a lot of rubbish, I'll be honest with you. It really gets on my nerves when somebody comes up to you, doesn't know you and starts telling you what you can have and what you can't. It's very dangerous to make something haram. Very dangerous. Because making something haram is only something that God can do. We can't do that. We don't have the right. We're not scholars and we don't have that sort of religious knowledge where we can derive things and set rulings and, fatwas.
100%.
It's scary, man.
But they're saying about McDonald's drive-thru.
Yeah, you got shakes. Yeah. Listen, you got these fat Arab shakes. Well, they're not even Arab. You got these the drive-thru hanging out.
Can I tell you a funny story? I went to McDonald's in Knightsbridge, and you got all Arabs there in McDonald's with Jubbeh
and Big
and they have Big Macs. And they have Big Macs, man.
But they just eat
I've seen from my own eyes.
No, but they eat kalman, they say that's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Serious?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, I've actually heard that, They read it. Honestly, I've heard this.
I was at a McDonald's in Manchester, and I saw an Arab family sat there. Again, jubba, beard, nikah, the works, and I looked over and the kids were having chicken nuggets. And I was like, what? I couldn't make heads and tails of that. And somebody explained to me later the same thing that you said, that they just read over it and they just eat it.
Yeah. But you know what? The funny thing is, yeah, KFC is going to halal in a lot of places now. But KFC meat from a long time coming from Turkey. I don't know if you guys know about this.
Yeah, but
apparently KFC is halal everywhere because the meat is actually halal. But obviously, I'm not saying it is, but that's what I heard. But there's a lot of KFC branches where it says halal outside, but I know so many people still think that's haram. I mean, shouldn't you just be going by the intention? If someone said it's halal, it says halal outside, HMC, then right, you just think, okay. If someone put a wrong message out there, then that's their iman and that's their wrongdoings.
my understanding is this, because I spoke to the Sharia Council in London. I wanted to make sure that what I was eating was halal.
Yeah.
So I inquired about the KFC on Ingleby Road, and they told me that it was halal. They have halal displayed on the window. Now, if you have halal displayed on the window, you are halal.
That's it.
If you don't have halal displayed on the window, you're not halal.
No, yeah. Because then it comes down to intentions again, isn't it?
And I can name over 10 shops that don't have halal on the window.
What?
So what does that tell you?
Yeah.
What, just because they're Muslims inside working, and it's called Nadeem, or it's called Amr? We just
What are you selling nowadays, AJ? No, that's exactly. I mean, half these shops, they're probably selling haram stuff, and so many incidents come out of this.
Well, I'll tell you what's really scary about this. You've got little kids in school telling other kids, this is haram. You can't eat this. Astaghfirullah, this is haram. Like 12, 13-year-olds have no knowledge whatsoever, and they're just making things haram.
Because they hear their parents say it.
Is it right, though, for parents to...
But it's good to give them the awareness, but you should...
And I agree with you, it is to an extent. You know, like, for example, if you're at school and they're serving pork, you've got to know, you know, that this is pork that they're serving, and I've got to stay away from it. That's understandable. Sometimes you get parents that...
You can't have kids going to little numbers at E45.
Twix bar and Coke can and this, that, the other. That's crazy. Like, kids talking about money going to Israel. Like, do you think, like, the teachers raise their eyebrows and think, like, what are these guys on about?
Yeah, and they know it's coming from home.
Exactly.
You don't have the knowledge to understand that.
You've got to be careful what you talk about at home, because they take that shit serious. Like, if you got a 12-year-old kid saying that all the money is going to Israel, and then they're buying weapons, and then they're killing the Palestinians, they're going to raise their eyebrows. They're going to be thinking, they think they're being brainwashed.
That's right. You know, the funny story is, check this out. So, over the Christmas, I went to my rented house, and it's owned by English. Obviously, the tenants are English, right? So, my son was with me. Honestly, at home, we never talk about these things. So they had a Christmas tree up. So my son goes, we do Eid, we don't do Christmas. Christmas is not good. I looked at his face, and he'd never spoken like this. I've never been raised like that. Oh no, where did he learn this from? So I asked Mr. Good, look, who the hell told
I bet he put you on the spot, didn't he?
Yeah, and then obviously they're there, and I just, like, now look, I think he just doesn't know what he's talking about. But realized soon come after, obviously, if we don't talk about this at home, he's learned it at school, right? Some other kid has said it, and he's picked it up.
That is mad. Have you seen this video flying around on YouTube? This twat, complete twat. He's got his 6, 7-year-old daughter with him, puts her on Santa's lap, and then says something to her about, what about Christmas? And she says something like, Christmas is Haram or something.
Yeah.
And Santa just looks at her and I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you put her on the lap and then make her say that? Make her right ass out of yourself. I don't get that.
You know, that video was never to go viral. I actually know somebody who knows that family.
Serious?
Yeah.
It's gone viral.
One of the uncles sent to know one of his friends, and it went viral like that.
It went viral.
All these shitty videos end up at my workplace, and my supervisors are playing them, and they're saying, can you explain this? Can you explain that? Like the Christmas card we talked about last time.
Yeah.
When my supervisor gave a Christmas card, and she gave it to a colleague of mine. Like, he took it off and he goes, no, I can't take this. Sorry, I'm not allowed to take it. And she just looked at him like, it was like, wow, we just looked at him.
I think, if you notice a lot of these people who preach like this or talk, so deep into Islam, which is fine, but you got to do the normal practice first as well. You got to be reading 5 prayers.
I think there's a way as well, man. You know what I mean? You can't just go up to people and get
dictate
extremist view.
But then, nowadays everybody become preacher. Like, you can go on YouTube and be like the Dawa man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a religious scholar or anything, but his approach is not very welcoming, is it?
Like,
you know what I mean?
you got to be able to present yourself in such a way where the audience are going to accept you.
Yeah.
Like if you just come out screaming and shouting and saying this is haram, this is halal, no one's going to listen to you.
And you know, like you're young lad, and you're coming on the mic and criticizing ulamas and Sahaba.
I think
that's a serious topic.
it's small-minded as well, man.
Yeah.
To do things like that.
Like, I've been in situations where people have told me, like, I'm going to give you an example now. I might have mentioned it last time. I was at the mosque and I was just resting. I was really tired. I was having a break. It was a long day. Had my legs out in the mosque. And one guy comes over to me and he goes, don't have your legs out like that. It's wrong. They're facing the Kaaba. Do you not understand? So I looked at him and I just gave him it. I said, so this guy is now bent over. Listen to this. This guy is now bent over, giving me the third degree about why my legs are out facing the Kaaba. And so I turned around and said to him, what's worse, my legs being out facing the Kaaba or your ass facing the Kaaba? What's worse, you tell me. And he had like a brain freeze. He thought about it for a second. I was like, so what's worse? You tell me. You come up to me and you're giving me the third degree, but yeah, you got your backside facing the Kaaba and I've got my feet out, so which is worse? Then he just shut up and he went off. I think it comes to a lack of education, doesn't it?
It is, yeah. And a lot
I think it might even be indeed that
The Babi are the best.
He said it to a couple of kids and he scared them, and now he's saying it to everybody.
Yeah, but then, I think a lot of that stuff is carrying on from our parents. Like I remember my mom's, she said a few things to me when I was a kid like that. And it's a lot of the tradition, culture.
Yeah, I agree.
Mixed in the religion, and now
I agree.
People cannot differentiate between the religion and the culture.
Like, I'm sure you guys have been clipped by some Babi back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Like, told some crazy stuff like
Beats.
When I used to do security, I would go across the road to the mosque on Leeds Road. And I was actually in prayer, engaged with my hands folded. I was in prayer, and this guy taps me on the shoulder twice. And I'm in prayer. He knows I'm in prayer. He's tapping me on my shoulder, trying to get a conversation with me.
No way.
I swear, I'm thinking to myself.
The hell, man?
Honestly, God, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to let my elbow go in his face. Look, guy, I'm in conversation with God, and he's tapping me. And all he wanted to tell me was that your prayer's not accepted because you wore a t-shirt.
Oh, that's another one. I've heard that as well.
Oh my God!
So you got half sleeve t-shirts, so you can pray. I mean, I don't know.
So you know what happened? I went to find him, and I got hold of him, and I give him a mouthful. I was like, "Is your head all right?" I'm like, "What was you doing?" I was in prayer. He goes, "I just wanted to tell you your t-shirt was short." I was like, "What is wrong with you?" So I told one of the imams.
Yeah.
I said, "I come to your mosque to pray. I work across the road, but I won't be coming again." He's like, "Why?" Listen to this. He goes, "Why?" So I'm explaining to him that this is what happened, and he goes, "That is wrong, but he has a point."
Oh,
my God! This is the imam saying to me. So I was like,
So look, so basically, you said to me, if you got half sleeve top on, you should not pray. You should miss your namaz. Yeah, which is obviously wrong.
which is a
sin.
greater sin.
Yeah, just because you got half sleeve top on. I don't know.
But when you go to Hajj, your shoulders are naked anyway. And Hajj is a more
sacred.
But that was my point. That's the point I was making about these sweets and stuff. It's just crazy, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm sick and tired of it.
Yeah, I think people get stuck too much onto it, man. Like,
Is that when you go to Morrison's and stuff, my daughters pick up all these packets. They started doing it. Like my daughter, she's 11 years old. This is haram. I'd pick the damn thing up, put it in there, and let's go. Honestly, I don't care, because at the end of the day, the thing is, I look at things like meat and pork, like they're clear. I know they are haram, and we can't eat them. But like sweets and stuff like that, I've looked into this, and what I found is, and this is really interesting, what I found is that they're not in the original format. Therefore, the Islamic Sharia Council of London said that when sweets are made, they go through hundreds of different processes before they actually become a sweet. So it's not in its original format anymore. It goes through gel, then it's powder, then it's melted, then it's liquid. They said, don't worry about it, it's fine. Just know that the stuff like, pork and ham and things like that are haram.
Basically, a lot of the meat that we buy and chicken we buy from the halal meat shop, what's the guarantee that that's halal? HMC got done for fraud. You know that, don't you?
Yeah,
HMC got done for fraud. They shut down. They got investigated. That's HMC. Yeah. So if that's how they operate, then how do we?
But on sweets,
just because they're Asian, just because they're Pakistanis or Muslim.
Wow, I didn't know they got shut down.
Yeah, but they did. Now they're back open again. But there's an investigation going on there.
Wow.
So just because our butchers and our halal meat shops are Asian, does that make that food halal? I mean, how do we know that's halal?
Generally speaking,
I don't think that's another point.
That is a good point. Yeah, I mean, it is another point to bring up. I mean, how do we know then?
Yeah.
But it's like
I mean, if this is like
you
the
said before, it's your intention, isn't it?
Yeah.
You put your intention in. Obviously,
That's
if they
right.
don't believe and they don't care, then
They're
they
saying,
can answer
they didn't
for it.
send exactly.
They
They're
can
gonna-
answer for it.
Exactly.
but it makes you think, doesn't it? Like if this is HMC, it makes you think.
Yeah. They're the committee, right?
They're the committee. These guys make all the decisions.
They're going for tax fraud.
So if they're doing for oh, that's crazy, man.
But the only way then is if you're going to start killing your own chickens. and there are
Some people actually do.
They do. That's what I'm saying. I've got friends that do that.
Adam's uncle in Dewsbury does that. Gets his own sheep.
Yeah, I know somebody like that as well. I know this guy, and he will not eat in anybody's house. This guy's very, very religious. He will not eat in anyone's house, just cooks his own chickens.
I don't think he. Do you think he eats these sweets? I don't think he eats sweets because with all this gelatin and stuff. He probably doesn't eat those either.
Yeah, I don't think he can. He's at that age now anyway. I don't think he eats much sweets. But saying that, I was quite surprised. He was like, I don't eat from people's houses. I only trust the meat that I buy. I cook it myself. I don't trust anyone.
So that's the proper way, isn't it? Then that's the proper way. But
Yeah, of course.
the truth is, we're all too lazy to do that. We'd rather walk into a shop that says we're getting sign.
It's inconvenience, isn't it?
I love a burger.
But what about for stuff like the protein shakes and obviously I take protein shake, right? And there's a lot of people who take protein shakes. Now that's what
Nobody wants to look at them, do they?
Yeah. Now who looks at that? Do you know what I mean?
Nobody looks at them. Exactly.
Yeah. And now protein shake is so common now because everybody will look good. They want to pump weights and
Millions and millions of
crazy,
traces of animal fat.
all the shit in there, man. Yeah. And then no one looked at that. This topic never ever come up. Is that halal or is that haram? Have you? Why don't we look into that?
That's it.
That's a good.
It's a good one. It's that people don't want to look into, because I think what people do is that's what they do. A lot of people do that. They pick and choose what they want, but no one's ever looked at that.
Yeah.
Actually, we spoke about that a few months ago, and somebody raised that point, saying that how come nobody looks in that, makes that haram? Tons of shit.
And there's
in that.
so many products out there, man. There's a lot. Of products out
I
there.
went to Holland and Barrett once, and they had this supplement there,
Yeah.
Inzy, and the woman goes, it only comes in these capsules, and they're not vegetarian. So I left them, but then for 2 weeks I was thinking, what should I do? Because that's the only shop that does them.
Yeah.
So I left them in the end, but for 1 month I was thinking, bloody hell, man, I need that supplement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the end I left it, but I didn't know what to do. What would you guys do?
To be honest,
Would you cook it or would you
I know, if it's suitable for vegetarian,
It wasn't it was like gelatin capsules.
then you don't have it. Obviously. Then it's your intentions. Then isn't it?
I think it's a grey area, isn't it? I mean, we're still not clear when they say it's not suitable for vegetarians.
Yeah.
We're still not clear. I mean, don't forget there's vegetarians out there that don't even class certain plants as vegetables. So you just got to be careful.
Yeah, and then there's different types of gelatin as well.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it might not have been
Like here's another good one. Medicines.
Yeah.
Medicine's another good one. When people talk about alcohol, I don't understand that. Like people say there's alcohol in medicine, you can't take it. This, that, the other. There's alcohol in others, perfumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a bit ridiculous.
It is. Where do you draw the line?
There is no line. You know what? You can go as deep as you want in every single thing.
If you leave your grapes in the kitchen too long, they'll turn into wine.
Good point.
What were the clothes you wear, man? Have you ever questioned where the clothes come from?
That's
What the
another
clothes
good
made
point.
of?
Yeah, what they're made of.
You go to pray in these clothes, you're thinking it's clean, but what are they made of?
Yeah.
If you want to go so deep into everything, you can go into every single thing in life, and you can go
Yeah.
become a psycho. But you go crazy.
I'm not going to lie to you. Back in the day, I wore a few dead animals over my back.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they were from an animal, but there are, people need to look at all these things. I mean, that's why I said people pick and choose what they want.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, isn't it?
But they,
Pick and
a lot of
choose.
times they choose it for their own agenda as well.
But then they try to thrash it down your throat that you have to,
But come back to the big fat guy in McDonald's saying that to you, he didn't even know you, bro.
He didn't even know me. That's the first thing.
If
Like, you pissed me off,
if
you
you're
upset
listening,
me.
that fat guy from McDonald's, don't you ever do that again. Don't mess with Inza.
I'm telling you,
I've seen the
close.
punches. I've seen the punches, okay?
No, but think about that. When you go around a drive-through, you're not expecting that. Okay, I understand he might have had some good intentions or whatever, but you can't do it for McDonald's.
No.
You can't work there and then warn people that you can't have the
Double
food.
standards, man.
Then you're eating the wage from there as well.
The problem is, in our society, we have a lot of double standards.
100%. Double standards.
So I see this whole day long, honestly.
But that's why you shouldn't judge people, man. Everyone's got their own struggle, and if you're judging people on just that little thing that
But look, if you're doing something wrong, or if you are not 100% right, then what makes you, how can you preach it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I will not preach certain things which I know I'm not 100% right. I will not go preaching it until I know myself I'm right. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you just don't, do you?
Yeah, it's just...
I mean, there was a period in my life where I became fairly religious. And the version of Islam that I was upon then, I was trying to force my family members to accept it. And because they had their own version, a version that they've been on for a lot longer than I've been around, from the parents and grandparents, they wouldn't accept it. So I started branding them all sorts. Honestly, it's a dangerous thing, religion, stereotyping and trying to put your version on somebody else.
You can't do that. You know what? The topic is so touchy. I mean, we are not educated enough in that field. But then the problem nowadays is people who are educated nowadays in that field, you don't know who's told them either. You don't know where they learned from. Do they know the real meaning to it? Or they got their own agenda, come out the same thing again. You're stereotyping everything. You know?
I think you have your own version, right? And the key to it is that you have to be true to yourself. You can't lie to yourself and say you're doing things because of this reason and that reason, and it's okay. And you know, if you're making it up as you go along, it's not a proper religion, is it? It's just, you know, you're changing your rules. You should know your rules. You should have your limits. You should know what influences you, and know that some things are there for a reason. You know, some things are there for a reason. Some rules are not there to be bent. You know, they're not there to be broken. They're solid. You know, and as long as you have that sort of foundation, where you know what's what, you know, you'll be all right. As long as you know, as long as you have the foundation.
I mean, my approach.
You can't start making it up or changing it.
Yeah. No, but that's happening a lot nowadays. I mean, people don't have a lot of people want everything. It's very actual. You know, they want what they read.
It's like, I'll give you an example. Like some people, they do bad things. They hide it. Why do they hide it? You know, they don't hide it because they're trying to get away with it. They hide it because they know it's wrong. They know it's shameful. They know it's against what they believe. That's why, but they still do it. But then you get other people that think, oh no, it's all right if I do it. You know, this or that. They change their beliefs.
Yeah.
You can't change your beliefs, man. Have your beliefs, but obviously if you do wrong, nobody's perfect.
But they also have.
But then at the same time, you have to expect other people. They're not going to be perfect.
Exactly.
Either.
Also have, that's coming to that. Also have patience for you to accept the other person as well. Like they don't have to be all in the same boat as you. Yeah, they don't have to be on the same. So you have different religions, man.
Yeah, you got to just accept everything.
That don't mean you're going to start hating the guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it needs to stop, doesn't it? My approach nowadays, when somebody tells me that this is haram, I just walk past them. I don't even bother. I just act as though I'm deaf. I mean, remember when this stuff was going around Tesco? This is banned and that's banned, and they're sending money over. There were thugs standing outside Tesco, scaring people from going inside.
And selling drugs out there as well.
Selling drugs, driving around with Palestinian flags on the car, and then smoking weed. I came across it. I was like, "Wow, you guys are lost."
Double standards again. Look, double standards. You know what I mean?
It's always a certain audience as well of people that tend to do things like this.
Yeah, it's like the last 10 days of Ramadan, the drug dealers become religious.
Yeah, this is it.
The black topi comes out.
Yeah, I think they've got their agenda.
MashaAllah, he's changed.
Yeah, until Eid day.
Until Eid day,
you see him around.
Yeah. They're holding a stack of notes like a telephone. Yeah, I've seen that before.
Well, you know, bless everybody though. We all sinners, man, and you know what? Hope.
Yeah. You know,
we all come the right path, man.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about. You know, I just don't look into these things anymore. I just think it's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to affect your life if you want a bad sweet or something. Or
moving on from here, what about the event that's coming yesterday, man? Khan made his mind up for Crawford.
Okay, before you go on to, I'm waiting for that, but before you go on to Khan Crawford, let's talk about Pacquiao and Broner. This Saturday.
You sent me the video today. He sent me the comedian. I couldn't stop laughing. That was so funny.
About time someone did that for Pacquiao.
Yeah, definitely, man. I saw that. I'm going to send it to you.
Because you know Pacquiao, when you talk, he's like, Pacquiao is like, when they ask him, are you going to knock him out? Don't bother, you know, if the Lord loves me, that's how it. This guy just came out with it. No, that's not what he's trying to say, but
I bet Broner's crying over that.
Oh, mate.
That was funny.
That was funny, man.
He was hilarious. But you know what? If Broner try humping Pacquiao, he's gonna get it, bro.
I think Broner's gonna get knocked out. Boner. Let's call him Boner.
He's a boner.
He's a boner. He's gonna be a boner. He's gonna get a boner. Broner's gonna get a boner. Listen, I think this guy's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, I think it'd be devastating. It'd be like knockout cold.
You are messing about with Pacquiao, the Mexican bean killer. This guy's been around. He's been around in so many angles, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, he looks very fresh.
Broner,
he looks relaxed as well, didn't he?
Last 3 of his fights, the guy doesn't throw punches, man.
Who, Broner?
Yeah, he just stands there.
He's more like
I'll tell you what it does.
counter-puncher.
It takes
No,
3
but
shots.
what is it called?
Listen, he takes 3 shots and then shakes his head like
Yeah, and then he said, and then like, I'm about billion, I'm about billion.
You know what?
The guy's throwing 3 punches around. What the fuck?
I used to like Broner back in the day because he reminded me of Floyd Mayweather. I thought, when Floyd Mayweather leaves, this guy's going to pass the torch on, and Broner's going to be that guy.
Yeah.
Then his attitude became really cocky, and I thought, what's this guy? He's like, this guy's nobody yet.
Copy Mayweather.
But the funny part was, when Maidana was going for the...
That's what I was coming to.
When he was trying to overhand right, yeah? And Broner was thinking his shoulder was there, but it wasn't there.
It wasn't there.
His shoulder was there. Yeah,
Got the neck. That's the difference.
That was so funny. His shoulder wasn't there. He tried to shoulder roll, his shoulder's not there. What the fuck you doing?
Like, he had no neck, and it was just crazy, wasn't it? And he just got hit. There was no way he could have avoided that shot. Maidana came down from everywhere, didn't he?
Maidana humbled that guy. That loss, he putting in nightmares right now. That was a
Big
loss.
time. I think that's when he started going down.
Yeah, one fight can change it, you think, yeah?
Yeah, and he was doing some crazy things to Maidana in the ring. Remember the chicken thing he was doing to him from behind?
The humping in that.
Maidana gave him it. Maidana gave him that big boner, man.
But listen, what about Sean Porter? So Sean Porter fight, he took beating for the whole fight, but 12th round he knocked him down.
Yeah.
But the guy don't throw punches. I mean, he's very talented. Don't get it twisted. Broner is very talented.
Very,
But
very
he doesn't
talented.
throw punches.
But he didn't, yeah. And do you know, they used to spar back in the day. Porter and Broner used to spar back in the day. And I think Broner had the better of Porter, but Porter really got to shine in that fight. The thing with Porter is he's that kind of guy. You would think that his style would match AB because he's a pressure fighter, and guys like
High
AB and
volume,
Floyd,
yeah.
high volume, they love that stuff, the dip, slip and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But like, he got knocked out. Like,
What do you think's happened to AB?
Money got to his head.
Money got to his head. Chicks got to his head.
I think chicks. The chicks the biggest problem out there, by the way. And secondly, I think the guy started believing in things too quickly.
Like he's got smashed in 3 fights in a row and he's still talking.
He was too big for his boots. He became too big for his boots too quickly.
In short, people were pumping his ass.
Yeah.
That's
and
what it was.
Hey, Daddy, clean my hair. Daddy, shut up.
Broner, you are this. Broner, you are. Bro, oh my God. Broner's just loving it, and he just became the person he became.
Become Joker.
Journeyman, become like a journeyman now.
Yeah, he is journeyman.
I was following his Snapchat for a while, and some of the stuff that I saw on there, I was like, no way. I know it's your personal life, but if you're an athlete, you shouldn't be doing that. Because we very rarely hear things about footballers, cricketers.
Yeah.
These new guys that are up and coming, you've got Errol Spence. He was really cool at one point, and since he got with AB's, I don't know what he's done to him.
Yeah, they become like comedians, aren't they?
Comedians, yeah, and they're out
famous
mucking about, watches.
Throw
And
the chains off.
Thing is,
I don't like that side of boxing.
Yeah, but see, these guys come from places, man, that it's really dumps. And when they get that money, they want to flash it.
Listen, man.
But then you've got Pacquiao. You've got Pacquiao who's come also.
Mayweather, he's come from a humble background, but he was still
Listen, remember the flashes, man. Listen, he just pulled out like 60 watches the other day.
Just for the haters.
Yeah, but he didn't let 3 go down flashing. These guys, man, they barely started.
You have to back it. You have to
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point.
Now
Yeah.
they're on YouTube and they're on news channels and think that they've been in the game for time.
Yeah.
They've been in the game for 1, 2 years, 3 years. Mayweather, Pacquiao, these guys have been around for 10, 20 years.
If anybody's got the right to bragging rights, it's Pacquiao and Mayweather. They've been in the sport for long. But these guys have only been, like you said, they've only been world champions for 1 or 2 years. And these guys are acting
I think they're just trying to make them, it's nowadays coming on social media and, advertising your assets, it makes you money,
It does. So, times have changed.
Yeah, so they're just trying to maximize
but everyone knows
their dividends.
Anyone who knows anything knows that, all the people what they're flashing, that's not what they really got.
I really miss those days, honestly, when you had the Hagglers and Hearns fighting it out. There was no watches being shown.
They're real fighters.
They were real people, real fighters.
But then listen, don't get twisted.
They were men.
Ali, they pictured Ali in the bank safe with all the cash.
Yeah.
The Mayweather gives
it was only a small portion of the life, but it wasn't that was all the life.
Yeah, but that money, that money then is equal to billions now. Like Mayweather did impersonate a picture of Ali, just like Ali with the money in his bank safe.
Oh, is that the one with the bank safe behind him?
That's right. Ali had that picture as well. But obviously it was much more, Ali was nothing like these guys.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, everybody who looks at Ali remembers him for being a humble person, a helping person. But when you look at people like Floyd and AB and all these guys, you see them as, more than boxers, I see them as flashy people, businessmen, more than anything.
Businessmen.
I sometimes forget that these guys are boxers because, seriously, I do because of the life, the way they portray themselves as like flashing watches and cars and that's fine. You've worked hard for it, you've earned it, but I just don't feel as though that should be like something that you really want to show constantly because you're setting the wrong example. Like,
well, you know in that video you sent him with the Pacquiao one.
Yeah.
With the commentary guy. I think Pacquiao says something in the video, doesn't he? He goes,
he gave
I think he's going to bring his money, but I'm going to put the people behind me.
Yeah, and then he got Philippines behind him.
The whole nation behind him.
He said to him, where's your money going? He goes, I gave my money to the people, so now I'm going to bring the people.
Wow. Now think about that for a second.
Absolutely.
He is one man who's got a whole nation behind him.
And he's changed Philippines, man. He's changed Philippines.
Yeah, he has, big time. And did you know when Pacquiao fights, crime levels drop? They go to zero.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
There you go, Pacquiao's the man.
That reminds me a bit of Malcolm X. I was reading this biography of Malcolm X, and people were going crazy for Malcolm X, and loads of police were about, and they said to him, listen, control your people now.
Yeah.
And they weren't listening to anyone, and Brother Malcolm goes out, raises his hand, and everybody goes quiet. A million people there. It's in his biography, and he puts his hand up, and everybody goes quiet.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It is. That's the kind of power that Pacquiao brings. That he has. He has a whole nation behind him.
Yeah, there's no watch flashing or anything like that.
I like the fact that he's a very humble man. I like the fact that he's a religious man as well. He's always talking about God. He's always putting other people first. He's always on about being humble. I think that's what I like to see, because I've got young guys here in the gym.
Yeah.
The other day, I don't know which clown it was. He said, I wanna watch like Floyd. I'm gonna work my ass off. That's fine. That's fine, but come on.
We're working for the wrong reason, man.
But everyone's different, isn't it? Every individual's got different way of expressing themselves. I mean, just because Floyd expresses himself in that way, that don't mean we don't know what he does behind closed doors.
You know, I was going to say earlier.
I know.
And
there's a lot of talent.
You cannot let the image judge the individual. Sometimes people do a lot of good stuff. They just look like,
Floyd is a very sad person behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. And I've spoken to people in his team, and they've told me the same thing. Honestly, that's how many problems he has in his life. Not that he's caused, that people have created for him. When I was there in America, the night before somebody shot him, there were people after him. So he came to the gym in this white Merc, tinted out, and he had 4 guys around him. 2 cars at the top, 2 at the bottom. And I was thinking, wow, in your hometown, this is how you have to live.
That's what Tyson said, isn't it? Tyson said that, Floyd is not a man enough to drop his kids to school alone.
There you go. But everybody knows that his life's in real danger. But besides that, he's got a lot of problems in his life as well.
The money can't fix.
That money can't
More
fix.
money, more problems.
You flash money and make even more, but...
Anyway, you were telling me about Khan versus Crawford.
Ooh.
I'm so delighted.
Right.
I'm so delighted for that fight.
Can I put this right now? Yeah.
Go for it.
Khan ain't ducking Brook. He's not ducking Brook. He's going for Crawford. Bigger fight, more dangerous fight. He's not ducking nobody, man. I think it's an awesome decision, and Khan's got this, I think.
When do the
honestly think Khan's got this.
When does the public work out?
It's just not yet, I think.
Yes,
Early days, yeah.
But
I
this is
think
a
Khan's
good
got
fight.
this, man.
Garcia was offered 3 million, and he turned the fight down. Khan was just offered the fight. No money yet. Khan jumped up, I want this fight. 5 million, oh yeah, I want this fight then.
Oh yeah. And another funny thing, yeah. You know that if you compare the offer of Eddie Hearn and Crawford, Brook and Crawford, if Khan fought in UK, even if the Wembley Arena fight, he would have only made 1.5 million more than Crawford fight.
Yeah.
Because UK taxes.
That's
you know
right.
that? So for 1.5 million pound more, you're fighting Crawford, who's offering a lot more, bigger name, pound for pound, world title online.
On your resume as well.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
I think that's awesome. Khan is the kind of person to step up to the plate. He'll fight anybody. He's fought Canelo. He's fought some of the best. But one day when he looks back at it, he's going to be proud.
He's undefeated in the welterweight, so this way his fight is undefeated. He's never lost to a southpaw, and Khan against any boxer has proven them.
But this is going to be a tough fight, because it's like he's going to be fighting 2 guys in there. He's going to be fighting orthodox and southpaw. This is going to be a very, very tough fight. And Crawford is very, very precise. If Crawford says to himself, if he makes his mind up and says, I'm going to hit the tip of the nose, he's going to hit the tip of the nose. If he says, I'm going to hit the eye, he's going to hit the corner of the eye.
But Inzy,
he's so precise with his shots.
When he's getting them flurries of punches coming to his face here, he will not know where to hit.
And it's going to be interesting. This is interesting.
I think it's going to be a good fight, He's going to enjoy it because he's going to get to experience and show what he's like over 12
Unless it becomes Garcia, yeah, closes his eyes and goes for the just wild swing and just hope for the.
And he was getting whooped through that fight, Garcia.
Yeah.
He was getting whooped.
Yeah.
Now, it's going to be interesting because Crawford has never been in with the likes of somebody like Khan. That kind of speed. Blistering hand speed, coming from different angles. 3s and 4s. How do you deal with that?
Exactly.
You dip, you roll, you come up, bang, you get caught.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
And in and out. Don't forget Alexander fight. I mean, Alexander was one of the biggest names in boxing.
And he was super sharp.
Yeah, at that time, he was on top of his game, man.
I'm telling you, he was sharp in that fight.
Khan literally 12-round beating. It was 12-round beating that fight.
I don't think Khan is going to beat Crawford, but I think he's going to give him an interesting fight. Crawford is going to allow him to settle into the fight. Like I said, Khan is a dangerous fighter. Like, he can hit you. The worst thing about boxing is the shots that you don't see.
Yep.
That's the scariest thing about boxing. It's like you're in the ring and you're covering up and then your opponent's not there and you turn, bang, get caught.
And I think Crawford is going to get caught with a lot of those.
He is going to. Oh, yeah, he's going to get caught.
I think we also. I don't know. I think Khan's got this. I think it'll go on points.
You think it's going to go 12?
It could.
I know Crawford's a banger, yeah.
I mean, you might have a point because Crawford's not a big banger.
Yeah, the people he's knocked out are not his weight division, are weight below. But then again, look, Khan's always vulnerable. But I just think Khan's got this. Against boxers, you got to look at the track.
This is a good fight against two boxers.
The track record. Khan against any boxer has proven he's a top athlete.
Definitely.
So I just think you got to give the benefit of the doubt and go for it. But I know I'm probably the only one saying that.
I'm trying to be as honest as possible. When I look at his last performance, he fought, was it Samuel Vargas?
Yeah.
I mean, Samuel Vargas was a B-class fighter, and he dropped Khan. Right, this is a B-class
I was
fighter.
there ringside watching.
When I say B-class fighter, I mean like he's predictable. You can see that shit. You're ahead of him, and this is a B-class fighter that did that, and that's because Khan was inactive. Let's be honest. On his best day, Khan is dangerous. He would have taken him out. This is the point. Can Khan be the Khan that he once was?
No, obviously he won't be. Nobody can be. But I think the biggest downfall of Khan is he never walks around in shape. Fights done.
No, because he's always at that place, isn't he? What's it called? Milo's and
the thing is, he's always
Nando's
and an actual Lahore.
He's in every food joint.
He's eating all the crap food. I mean, you see him straight away, and then with age, it's hard to do it, man. People like Floyd, people like Floyd, Pacquiao, these are walk in shape. They're always in shape, always in shape.
And now that you mention that, there is a video flying around of Crawford and Errol Spence going at it. And for me, Crawford won that battle in that video. Crawford is like in his face saying to him, "You're fat." Look, he's touching him, "You're fat." And Crawford's like, "Touch me, I'm solid, touch me, you're fat." And Errol's like, "Well, I don't need to be in shape." And he goes, "But I'm always in shape."
It doesn't make a difference. With age, definitely makes a difference. Because your metabolism changes.
Yeah, but Errol's young as well, isn't he?
Errol's with AB as well, isn't he? That's why.
AB's a fucking curse, man.
He's a fucking curse,
hey, keep your fight away from AB. You don't let him in the gym, man.
I'll never let him in here. We probably have a disco going on.
Rap battle.
I'm really looking forward to that fight. I wish Khan does win, but I know he's not going to win because he's in with the pound for pound. It's going to be a tough fight.
Khan's got this in the bag.
You think he ever listens to this and thinks, oh,
yeah, of course. And that lifestyle makes him do it.
Listen, when you're a prize fighter, you don't live that lifestyle, man. You live the lifestyle of a prize fighter.
No one's making
this is the point I'm trying to make.
He's living the lifestyle of a family man and a social media and a celebrity.
He's living the life of a celebrity right now.
Don't get me wrong. Amazing, man. Listen, why are you feeling dick? I don't care you hate and get hate.
I never seen him. When was the last time you seen Khan running some mountains? Never.
I've never seen him. I've never seen him run no mountains.
I've seen smoking shisha though.
I've seen his jaws crunching into a lot of food, but the point I'm trying to make is, you're right. If you're a prize fighter, you got to act like a prize fighter. You got to live like a prize fighter.
I mean, when I watch his Snapchat and he's telling me a shisha, he's got a fight coming up, I think I'm not playing.
That's true, actually. The guy's
I'm not
shisha.
playing. But when I watch Canelo, GGG, strutting and in the ring, and, it's totally different.
Totally different.
I'm gonna watch this fight.
But listen, then why does Khan get all these fights? He is, people love it. This character he is. You hate him, you love him, you watch it.
As a boxer, I like him. So as a boxer, he's really exciting. I really like the guy. But there's times where I dislike the guy because of the things he does around camp and stuff, and outside the camp. I don't think when you're in camp, people like Pacquiao and Miguel Cotton, like, you don't know much about these guys. They're very low-profile kind of guys. All you see them is running the hills.
They got fire.
And they got fire inside
them. You know
them.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
We don't see that with Khan. You know, I don't love him or hate
But
him.
they come from different upbringing, man. Khan's, come from a middle class family from Bolton. Pacquiao come from nothing, bro. Pacquiao used to sell very,
And I think that's why
food,
Pacquiao is so humble.
There's no, you can't compare the two.
No.
Even like Miguel Cotto, they come from Puerto Rico.
Well, it's not like Mayweather come from, he was rich, he come from a small
But then you can't, yeah.
He's not that humble.
But you,
Hey, just only today. Because this is his last podcast. we can punch him before he goes.
if Khan listen. If you listen to the show right now, yeah, you know I'm coming back, bro.
Yeah, we want to see some amount. Listen, Khan, we want to see you in the hills.
We won't see you at Nando's. We will see you walking the Hollywood.
Is it that lad from the gym, Ahmed? Did you see him? I saw his Snapchat. He's in India, and he's found some mountains up there in India, and it's like crazy humid weather, and he's training.
That's awesome. I think I watched one or two of his snaps, and I asked him where he was, and he told me he was in India or something.
Yeah.
Like that. He was training. I said, they're really good.
Yeah, why can't we see Khan do?
Khan don't care.
This is it,
Khan wants to live his life. He's worth 30 million right now. Do you know what I mean? And there was 5 million in the bank.
That's good for him, but for like us, we want to see him doing the things that he should be doing as a fighter. So sometimes I think to myself, I'm gonna watch his fight on YouTube. I ain't paying that money.
Well, you'll pay it. I'm good at capital.
You sent me a link last time. I was gonna buy it, but then you sent me a link.
That link always works, trust me.
You gotta send me that link again.
Yeah, I will do.
So predictions for Broner and Pacquiao before we wrap up, guys.
I think Pacquiao's gonna bang him over 12 rounds just to take,
Wow.
Yeah, but humiliate him.
Over 12 rounds, you really think Broner's gonna go the distance?
I think Pacquiao might be cheeky, man, and give him the full 12.
Do you think Pacquiao can do that though? Freddie Roach has been going on about him, reading so much into the Bible that he's become a softer person, a more humble person.
We haven't seen him do knockouts.
No, but knocked out him.
No, he did, yeah, he knocked Matisse, yeah.
Yeah, but Jens,
But after
over the last couple of years, we've seen him do more
7 years or something,
We've seen him do more 12 rounders, and that's what I expect.
I think we late stoppage.
A late stoppage.
Yeah, I think Broner's going to kick the fuck off.
I think
he can take a beating, though.
He's going to kick the fuck off.
Pacquiao is old.
Pacquiao moving on the ring like.
I think AB's so short. I don't think AB's going to catch up to him. But I think I'm going for the middle rounds, maybe 6-7.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that around 6-7, the fight's going to be over.
So all three of us for Pacquiao then?
Definitely.
Listen, I'm going to watch it with popcorn, man.
Have you ever watched a fight with the volume down?
No.
Trust me, you want to watch it with the volume down.
I'm always screaming and shouting at you.
Right, you'll start commentating yourself.
You know what pisses you off though? I love to put it down because I don't like to listen to Jim Watt.
Yeah, I don't like Sky.
His fucking scorecard is always opposite to mine.
I don't like Sky
What about you
commentators.
guys? You ever seen Jim Watt's scorecards?
Yeah, they're shite.
How the fuck did he work that one out?
I never pay attention to him.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention, but I don't like Skies. I'm saying 6-7. You guys are saying late stoppage. Khan, Crawford. Well, we've still got quite a bit of time, haven't we, for that fight?
We'll see how Khan's training up and we'll see how it develops and we can have another
We
podcast.
see him in the
on that.
mountains, we're going to pay.
I'm wishing Khan all the luck in the world, and I'm saying Crawford's going to win on points. I don't think Crawford's going to knock him out. He has the ability to do it because he's very precise, but I think it's going to go 12 rounds and Crawford's going to win it. That's what I think.
I think Khan's going to win on points. I think, you know what, he's beaten all the grade boxes and he'll do it again.
If you're a judge, because this is how it works, if you're a judge and you're sat there and you've got two guys and you know Khan's in and out and he's inactive and this, that, and you've got a lot of problems, then you've got a fresh guy there that's a world champion, not lost the fight, whose record should be scar? If it's a close fight, you know they're going to lean towards Crawford.
That's true. It's in America as well. Bob Arum.
Bob Arum as well. Bob Arum.
That's going to happen.
So with that being said, let's wrap up the show, guys. Always a pleasure. AJ, we will see you when, because AJ is moving to London.
AJ will miss, man, but AJ, you got to come down.
I'll be back every couple of weekends, you know what I mean.
It'd be good to have you back.
Definitely.
I think next week we are joined by Kashif Khan, who recently went to Bangladesh, actually.
To Bangladesh to look after the Rangers.
And he's got some stories to share about the Burmese people.
Yeah.
And he's
No
going to...
worries, I'm be watching and commenting as well.
You have to be watching us, yeah?
Watching you guys.
You got to be watching.
Do it properly.
You know what time's up? It's Tuesday. Every Tuesday, 9:30.
That's it.
You want to be
Tune
on
in.
So, until then, guys, take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.